Hello everybody, this is my PowerPoint presentation over social psychology, motivation, stress, and emotion. What is social psychology? Well, social psychology is a psychology that deals with social interactions as well as their origins and the effects that those have on the world around them and the people around them. The different types of social psychology that we're going to discuss today are motivation, stress, and emotion. First, let's talk about motivation. Motivation is the process in which activities are started and continued. It's what encourages us and it gives us the energy that we need to ensure that our physiological and our psychological needs are being met. So it's really just what gives us the drive and the desire to actually get up and do what we need to do and what we want to do. It's derived from the Latin word movere, which means to move. And there are two different types of motivation that we're going to discuss, and those are extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is motivation that's driven by external rewards. So it's outside of the body, outside of that individual or that person. And that's usually for a reward of some kind that's like money, fame, grades, or it could be, to avoid a punishment of some sort. It's a highly effective method for motivation. If you're like, if you do this for me, I'll pay you this, that's going to motivate that person to do that job a lot quicker and, maybe even more efficiently. So, an example of that also would be a loyalty program at one of your favorite retail stores. Excuse me. If you spend a certain amount, then you'll get a certain prize or reward back. Next is intrinsic motivation. This is motivated actions that are based on internal reward or satisfaction. So when you learn something new, or you're just proud of yourself, or you just feel a sense of pride or personal achievement, that's intrinsic motivation. It's less common and a little bit less effective than extrinsic motivation. This is just a photo that I found that I really liked. It gives you an example, a couple of examples of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. And then you can see inside of his body is pride, interest, achievement, curiosity, and then outside factors for extrinsic motivation, grades, punishment, money, or praise. Next, we're going to talk about stress. The emotional, physical, cognitive, and behavioral responses that our body has to challenging, threatening, or scary events that we face on a day-to-day basis. There's several different types of stress. The ones we're going to focus on right now are going to be physical, emotional, acute, and chronic. Physical stress refers to physical activities that damage or even wreak havoc on the body. Some examples of that would be sports, traveling if you do a lot of that, and for parents out there, chasing your kids at the playground, even running around after them at home, you're constantly go, go, go. That is really, just detrimental almost to your physical health. Next, we're going to talk about emotional stress. This is the most common type of stress. This is what you see on a regular basis. This is something that affects everybody. It's very similar to the symptoms that you find in depression. Examples are divorce, breakups, loss of loved ones, fights with loved ones, anything like that just really has a severe emotional impact on you. This type of stress often results in so many different things. The number one would be loss of sleep, weight fluctuations, you're gaining weight, you're losing weight, and mood swings are huge with that as well. Acute versus chronic stress. Acute stress is short-termed. It's for a set, not specifically a set period of time, but it's a shorter period of time, usually caused by different environmental factors around you. An example of that is seasonal depression. You get depressed at a certain time every year. Winter, rain, things like that just really impact you and get you in a not so great mood. Another acute stress would be a fight with a loved one, or maybe you have a deadline coming up and you're rushing to get that finished. Chronic stress is different. It's long term. It's something that you face every single day. It lasts years, decades. It could last your entire life. An example of that would be health issues. You have cancer, you have a chronic, serious disease that impacts you every single day. Next, we're going to talk about emotion. Emotion is defined as the feeling aspect of consciousness. There's 3 different elements of emotion. The first one is physical arousal. So physiologically, when an emotion is experienced, there is an arousal that is accompanied with it that's created by our sympathetic nervous system. The next element is the behavior that reveals feeling to the outside world. So this is facial expressions. You're frowning, you're smiling, you're laughing, you're doing something that shows the world around you how you're feeling. Another would be body language, or even what you're saying, spoken words. And then the last element would be inner awareness of feelings. So that's labeling internally to yourself what you are feeling, whether that be anger, fear, lust, hunger, sadness, anything along those lines. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.